Hello, welcome to another Drone Pilot Insider Uncut episode. This one's actually going to be a pretty cool video here. This project that I'm doing, we are, and I say we because I'm working with one of my partners in the industry. He's another drone service provider out on the other coast of Florida. I'm on Tampa, so I'm on the West Coast. He's out in Orlando, so on the East Coast. I don't know why I had to think about that, but we've actually been working together quite a bit over the last 6 months, doing projects back and forth all over the state of Florida. In this specific project, we're doing a very interesting inspection workflow. So I'm about 6 minutes away from a church or a chapel at Rollins College. This is a very high-end private college institution that they have here in Central Florida. And for the chapel, they are having us do stained glass window pane inspections with thermal. We're also doing high-resolution documentation of the property as well, more so just for the chapel. And this is going to be a 2 to 3 day project. So today is all about exterior capture. Drew is already there. He's already gone through a walkthrough, but I'm going to be bringing you guys along to really see how this workflow is and really what exactly we're doing. There is actually a professional thermal inspection person who does stained glass interpretation. Not exactly sure what her full title is. I'll learn it here shortly. But she was actually flown from out of state here to basically do the full interpretation and do the documentation alongside Drew and I as we gather the data, which again is really, really cool. So we'll be learning a whole lot more about what this process is, exactly why we are doing this. From my base understanding, is to find moisture leakage. Again, this is almost 100-year-old chapel. I think it's like 98 years old. So it's been quite a while, and it's a very costly inspection to do if you do it the traditional method of setting people up on scaffolding, on bucket trucks or bucket lifts, and putting people in specific positions just to be able to do the inspection. But with a drone, obviously you can put the drone where you want, when you want it, very quickly. So this is going to be a really interesting project. I'm bringing you guys along for the whole thing. I'm just being paid as a VO. They're paying me hourly for it. I did bring out some extra drones in case they do need me to fly. In that case, then my higher hourly rate will kick in. We can talk about that later if that does come to light. But yeah, I'll be here for the next 2 days doing this full walkthrough, doing this full inspection with Drew and with the Rollins College team here. So this is going to be cool. So I'm almost on site. We'll do a full walk around so I can really show you guys what this project looks like, and hopefully I'll be able to pull screen recordings from the drone controllers themselves, and I'm gonna see if I can get a few interviews while we're out there or out on the project site. So super excited. This is going to be a really cool, different than my typical LiDAR mapping projects that I am usually always doing. So let's get started.
Okay, so this is it. So we have a tent in case this glares too much for you. Okay. So we'll get that set up as we move around the building.
So just went through a full debrief with the safety officer here on site, and also met with the 2 ladies that's actually going to be conducting the entire inspection. Drew and I will just be gathering the data for them. So we're doing a brief, basically categorizing all of these different windows to make it a much easier process for the ladies to actually go through and document it, look at the data from both the thermal and the RGB imagery. So I'm just waiting for Wi-Fi to boot up here because I'm going to create an entire Excel sheet that documents this entire sheet that they gave us right here, which gives us the entire floor plan of everything on both floors. So what I'm going to be doing is taking all of this information, putting onto an Excel sheet so that as Drew and I go around the entire property, it's much easier for us to document all of it and all sorted. So just hopping onto internet here. Also going to be using portable SSDs because I want to create a on-site backup of all the data. When I get to the hotel tonight, we're going to upload everything, or I'm going to upload everything to the cloud so that we both have a local and a cloud backup of everything. So just waiting for, there we go. Google Sheets just popped in here. Let me grab my SSD. Actually, this is the chapel. I'll just call it Rollins Inspection here. So we're gonna call, I actually need to get the first floor set here. So we start with, let's start with north because we're on the north side right now. So call it first floor and second floor. So how do I want to do this? I'll call this floor name, or I think direction name. Name, direction, number, and then we'll just put captured. Then I'm going to copy this here. So we'll do north. So we'll start with north 101. North 102, and then I think it goes all the way to north 107. So if we grab these two, bring it across, great. So now we have north. Okay, I think that is it. So I'll be able to have this directly on my phone as well, and I'm just gonna walk with Drew. I think he's getting elevations right now. Let's go find Drew. So here is the chapel itself. Absolutely stunning building. Inside is gorgeous. We'll see that here later on in this video. But yeah, we're doing inspections. Basically, this window that we have here, we've got these tower windows as well, or not tower, but there's this massive tower up above. So we are using a drone to obviously help with this entire inspection. It's just a much more efficient method of gathering all of this data. And it looks like I found Drew, so he's just getting elevations of the building, and there's a bird chasing the drone. But those, the tower here, so there's these windows that we need to get. These are door windows. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so we need to get this stained glass right here. And I think there's one on this side. No, there's not. So there's a small one right here. There's all these stained glasses up there that we'll be getting. But yeah, this is the entire first floor section that we'll get. Yeah, I think a clear filter on there. Oh, you got the Colorado drone charger. I just forgot how big the sensor was on the Pro.
Trying to get a polarizer. Remember that last?
Oh, I remember. I do remember that. Here, what I'll also document, I wish I brought my iPad. Actually, I do have my iPad. She's dead.
What was that?
I was like, my iPad is dead. I'm just gonna use my phone.
Oh, you got a charger right there.
It's fine. Let's see here. Oh, of course, I made it on my other account.
So 5 or 5-ish aperture?
5.6.
5.6.
We're flying slow, so we can do a
single, no brackets, right?
No.
Now hopefully these birds don't mind me being low.
They shouldn't. Are there birds on the other side?
There's birds everywhere.
Oh.
1/120th, okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can go all the way up to 400 aperture once we're on the building.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what the first file name is going to be?
First what? File name?
File name. If we click on the play. It's definitely a trickier spot. Drew's just inching the drone even closer into this spot to get this window right here.
This one's gonna have to be oblique.
That's okay.
what we'll do when you're done with these, we'll bring it down, and I'm just gonna pull all the images off. That way I know it's this side. These guys shouldn't be in the way again, should they? Gonna let Drew finish up this portion and help him out here. And then we're gonna organize the first set of photos here in like 2 minutes. Okay, so let's get all of this sorted here. I'm gonna call this Rollins. And this was the first floor, so let's do floor 1. And we'll do north photos. And we also got one east photo as well. East photos, north photos, and 101. And let's open up our SD card here. Open up North 101. So our first photo should be, I think it's 08. Yes, 08. 08 will go here. And then 09 was an east photo.
That's right.
That was north, east, east, 101. Let me do it. These columns here. Here we go. Much easier to see that. Actually, do this and that. Perfect. Okay.
Ready for round 2?
Yep. Last folder right now. So if I'm reading this correctly,
That's east.
well,
Yep.
right, but 102 and 103, because this is the second floor plan, I just assume those windows are just
High or long?
long because it's also the same for the first floor.
Okay. Well, we'll capture them twice, just to be concurrent with this, right? Are they the same numbers?
They are.
Yeah. So I would capture both sides of it. I'd rather have a duplicate than not have one.
No, you're right. I'm just making sure I'm reading this right.
This is the big guy, right?
I believe so, yeah. What we can do is, if we're too far back from the window, we can bracket it and then I'll combine it into one photo. And I can
That'd be on
do
the
that.
inspection side. not
Yeah, and
cataloging,
I can do that on the back end.
Okay. Is this me? No.
No, yours is right here.
Wipe it. Or keep it.
I'm gonna make a dupe.
Okay.
A dupe of a dupe. Control C, Control B. Cool. That's why I love SSDs.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. All right, everything's all.
So I am gonna wipe these, right?
Yes, you can wipe it. I've got 2 dupes now. All right. You want to do the
We do the
west side
end, and then might as well keep going, right?
Yep. 2. Oh, I think there's 2 photos on. Oh no, I'm just. Yeah. There's 2. So there's 2 windows on the side, and then the main one.
Okay.
So the first floor, which this is gonna take us like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. You want to dump again though? Or keep going to the side?
We'll dump. I'm gonna bring the computer with me. I mean, there's nothing in the rules that you say can't hand catch.
That's true. Camera. Let's see, format. Okay, we're wiped.
All right, this little tricky guy in this corner.
You gonna start there?
Yep. So that's West 101, West 102, and then this is 201. You know what you could do? Go back out and then do it with the 3x camera. And we can, probably the same thing on this one too.
So we're considering that big one second floor, right?
Yeah, that is the second floor.
Okay, first floor first?
Yeah.
Going this way, left
Well,
or right?
yeah, we'll get everything because I think it makes sense that way.
Okay.
Because I will know. So these are south. That's tower west, which I already have documented, and then tower. I think she's categorizing that as second floor.
Okay.
So we'll skip that. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna go circle, above door, and then work my way left to right.
Yes.
Small circle, down, right?
Yep. Yeah, little birds in here. Yeah, just bring up your shutter.
Let's do auto shutter, huh? 1,000 feet.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not sure if that one is part of it.
I'll capture it, and you can do an A, maybe.
This is some tight close quarters, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, I guess we're waiting for the light to go off, aren't we?
I'm gonna take one before and after. See?
That's the only light that they can't get off in the whole building.
Oh,
That's okay.
of course.
Do we want to hang and see if they find it or no? Are they
I think
punting?
He's giving up. Yeah.
You can see the whole thing? Just a little camera.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're
That's
just
what I meant.
documenting our process.
Sorry.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
Punch back just a tad. There you go. And then shutter speed a little bit higher. Right there. Perfect. So there's one more up there, right? It's through in that little.
Yeah, but you can access it from the stairs.
We can.
I'm gonna wherever you want that one. All right, come in.
These are at like human level.
Okay.
So if you want to photograph it to keep it part of your entire collection, then sure. But if it's too tricky, I can obviously get it just from my phone.
You can probably just hold this. Yep. No need to fly it.
Fine. Are you going?
We're gonna do.
You have a plan? Okay.
Yep.
Let's look at here.
That's east, yeah.
Or west.
Or whatever direction we're facing right now.
This is, yeah, this one's.
I can hold. So, and then the whole across, because I want to. Should be 1, 2, 3,
Let me check my
6.
Okay.
You gonna swap?
Nope, I'm good.
Good. You're good.
I'm gonna have to do a little oblique.
Yep. You're good. You got plenty of room. You got like 4 feet.
4 feet? Okay.
2. You can punch in if you need. You got like a foot. So this is a great way to get all the dust off. I'm like looking up, I'm like, oh.
Like you need eye protection.
Right. Not from the drone, just from the dust.
You said you've been flying like 10 years?
Honestly, it's over 10 years at this point. I always say 10 years, but I look back and I'm like, wait, it's been more than 10 years. Saying a decade is just much easier than be like 12, 13.
Yeah. Trying to do quick math.
It's always fun doing projects like this, because 80% of it is all automated.
And Dylan, where did we leave off? Second or third?
Third, we got,
So I pick up at 4?
yep. 6, 7. Yeah, most of the stuff I do is all automated. I just plan a mission, it flies by itself. This is more fun.
Yeah. More interactive.
Yep. Yeah, everybody can click a button and have the drone do it for you. You got 3.
To the right?
What's that?
To the right, are we good?
Yeah, you've got probably like 2.5. This one's definitely gonna have to be oblique. Yeah, we definitely want to underexpose this one. Let's go like another, go like -0.7 or -0.1. That's good. There's I think 2 windows in here. So there's one right above there, and yes, these 2, I believe. Grab, yep. All right, so Drew and I just did all of the categorizations of all of the stained glass windows, both on the inside and outside. We just went through that whole process, so depending on how I edit it, I may or may not speed it up. I may just use this as a voiceover, but just to pretty much give a summary of what we did. The ladies, like what I had showed you before, they created an entire blueprint of the first level, which we can see here, as well as the second level, which right there, and they go all the way around. They pretty much just gave each window a cardinal direction and then a numbering scheme. So by referencing that, we went around the building on the outside and gathered a ton of photos, still images with the drone. We used the Mavic 3 Pro for that so that we could use either the wide or the 3X camera, depending on how difficult it was to put the drone in a certain position. And then we followed it up by coming now inside and doing that same process. I've gone ahead and organized all the photos. You saw me doing that a little bit earlier. So I just went through and did that again. And one pro tip for you, create a duplicate copy. So actually everyone is going to get lunch right now. I've got lunch in the truck. I'm gonna connect to the internet and I'm gonna create a duplicate copy in the cloud. That way, if for whatever reason I lose my SSD or it gets corrupted, we already have a backup in the cloud. Now we're going to either bring out the Mavic or Matrice 4 Enterprise because the cameras on it are a little bit better, and it's also a bigger controller, and there's a full-size HDMI that we can plug into a TV because the 2 women that are here with us, they're going to do some annotations and spot checking on every single asset, the assets being the stained glass windows in here. And then we'll also use the thermal to find moisture leakage and heat signature. So that is what we're up to, or what we're about to get into very shortly. So we just did not even a dry run. We now did our annotated inspections where we're gathering video and photos, like close-up detailed photos of each one of the stained glass windows. And we're having one of the ladies pretty much just over my shoulder, telling me where to point the camera, what photos to take, where to zoom in, where to zoom out, where to pan with the camera, because again, we're capturing video. So just wanted to make sure we can get that done right the first time before we actually start recording, before I start recording. So we're now going to do a different side. I'm going to bring you guys alongside with me, and I'm going to record my drone screen so you can see exactly what is going on.
Excuse me, what were you doing with that in there?
We're looking at the stained glass windows.
Taking pictures of it?
Yeah.
I never saw it. What do you call it, a drone?
That's what you call it, yep.
A drone inside a church.
Yep, that's right.
You did a pretty cool student project.
Also, thank you for telling me I look young. I appreciate that. That's all I'm hearing is that he told me I look like a student. That's the only thing that came out of that man's mouth that I'm willing to accept.
All right, you guys ready?
We are so ready.
Right.
We're in the air.
Maybe a little bit trickier, it can be palm, but I will do my best here. Ooh.
Perfect. Maybe take a photo there. Is that like yellow buildup? Yeah, it actually might be on the glass. Nope. Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna go up and
Cool. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Can you do a photo of each section just like this? And then we can, yeah. Then we could do more detail. Yeah. Some of those are plastic and some of those are glass.
that, yeah, it
Yep.
looks so weird.
It's plexiglass. Okay. It's odd that they would do this piecemeal. Like if you went all the way up there, just replace it all so it's all equal.
It could have been glass and then
Right.
broke, and then they swapped it out for plexi.
But you think you would just do it all so it was consistent? Because even when it's brand new, it looks different. Okay. All right, and let's get a look at these bars and see if they are the steel bars of the interior or some type
We're gonna
of...
start at the bottom and work up again.
You could start at the top, doesn't matter. Because I think this might be aluminum. Let's see, do we see any? Yeah. You could take that photo. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Go to the right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
No,
so
it's
close
okay.
to you, but I'm just trying to block the sun. Right there. Yep. Can you get in here anymore? I'm just... and snap a photo. I can't tell if it's steel or if it's not steel. Obviously, a rust would give it away, but I don't really see it. Okay.
Keep going to the right, or
Yeah.
same thing here?
Yeah, right in there. Okay, that's some kind of bug thing.
I do see some coloring.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
It looks like there's buildup on there.
Yeah. It's wet in there. Or it gets wet in there.
I got like a foot.
Right there, photo. Yep. Okay. That's good. That's fine. Yep. Okay. That's in the glass. The texture's there. Okay. All good.
Okay. Alrighty, this side's done.
All right, so that's it for day one of our day capture. I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit this entire video, really to show you guys the entire process. I might do some voiceovers explaining what is going on, what we were capturing. I may have sounded a little nervous around people when filming, but it was more so I was focused on what we were trying to do. Honestly, like the first, I would say about 2 hours of Drew and I flying, we were just getting comfortable flying in tight spaces, because he started out flying with his Mavic 3 Pro. It has the 20 megapixel wide and then a 3 and a 7x, very similar to what the M4E has. So we did that for our context photos, and then we flew on the inside, obviously, so we saw some of those shots happening, and then I was able to record a little bit of the screen. I didn't record everything just because we were focused and this was kind of our first time doing this kind of capture together. We've done other inspection projects before in the past, but nothing like this. And then obviously the second half of the day involved me flying with my M4E. So like I said, the first set of windows, or the north side that we first started on, was just getting comfortable flying the M4E in tight quarters and also understanding these different zoom levels. Obviously, I did my review a few weeks ago with the M4E on a telecom tower as like an asset inspection, but this was a little bit different because we were flying very close quarters. We had wind pushing around. I turned off obstacle avoidance, and we were bouncing between the wide, the 3x, and the 7x, and then also doing some digital zoom. Now, typically, I don't recommend using digital zoom for inspection work, but this is spot inspection. We're not actually doing any measurements off of what we were gathering. So basically, I had Bree over my shoulder. You saw some examples of that just a little bit ago, but just talking this over in case I'm not able to use all the footage that I gathered, because I'm probably going to have about like 4 or 5 hours of video recorded for this. What we're doing right now, actually, is I have everything stored on my SSD here. I gathered all of the exterior photos with the M3 Pro, the interior photos with the M3 Pro that Drew captured. And then when we were doing the actual like annotations, we have a video of every single window, basically of me painting, and you saw that. And then we also were taking photos in different areas too, which I think was very, very helpful. So yeah, we did north, east, south, and west of the entire building itself. They had this entire blueprint, which is pretty cool. Actually, let me show you what that looks like. I was trying to show it out there in the field, but I was also trying to create the annotations for everything. So this is level 200. Basically, what you see right here, this is the entire blueprint of the building itself. And it was the first and second floor. So what I just showed you was the first floor. Here is the second floor, and if you see all of the items that are in black, like black Sharpie, basically what
that is they marked each cardinal direction and then numbered it 101, 102, all the way up to 106. That's what I was doing much earlier in this. I created those folders on here, copied and pasted, and then created a duplicate of everything. So when we went out and did the M4E inspection portion, where she was over my shoulder, annotating everything, we captured 4K video and then tight shots, detailed shots of any areas that she's kind of questioning. I'm hoping tomorrow, as we're going to be doing some thermal capture and then some more detailed inspection of the inside of the building itself, or the inside of the stained glass. I'll be flying the M4E, Drew will be flying the M3T. I'm hoping we get like a second during lunch. I want her to really explain what it is that she's doing. It's honestly really, really cool and something that I think you guys might be able to tap into. So yeah, just again, I'm documenting this as best as I can. So I do apologize. I'm not able to get everything the way that I want it to, but overall, I think as for what Drew and I are doing on this specific project, I think you can apply it towards several other kinds of intensive inspection with a drone or projects like it. So anyways, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to upload all of the data from my SSD to Google Drive. That way I have a cloud copy of it and then I have a local copy of it. And what's pretty cool is if you see there on the windowsill, that is my T-Mobile home internet. So even though this project is in Orlando, Florida, Winter Park specifically, I didn't want to drive back home. It actually took me almost 3 hours to get here this morning. So I was a little bit late. I was supposed to be here at 8 o'clock and I ended up being here at 9 o'clock this morning, which sucked. But regardless, I ended up just booking a hotel that's 10 minutes away. So what's great about having the T-Mobile internet is I get very fast download speeds. And why don't I actually show you this here? So I'm going to open up Google Chrome here and we're going to do speed test. So right now I am connected to my hotspot. So if I go and do our speed, I think have like 200 download. Yeah, look at that. 200 megabytes download. And then I think I'm just under 100 megabytes for the upload. Whenever this decides to finish up. 50 right now. Cool. It's going up just a little bit. But yeah, we'll call it 50, 60 upload. So what's great about this is I believe I'm paying $35 a month for it. It's unlimited. There's no throttling at all. So typically you'd buy like a 50 gigabyte or 100 gigabyte hotspot and then you'd run out of it. Well, the data that we literally captured today is under 40 gigs. So I would basically kill an entire hotspot and not have anything left for the rest of the month. Where with this, little known hack is you can pretty much take this anywhere in the US and it doesn't have to be at your home zip code and it's going to work. Yes, I'm in Orlando, so technically I'm not that far, but I've actually owned multiple of these before. And actually, like 2 years ago when they first came out with it, I got a T-Mobile home internet and I went to, I believe, 40 different states and it worked in every single state, no matter what I was doing, what I was downloading or uploading. It was great. So I'm going to use this internet right now to upload everything to Google Drive. I also I've got everything on chargers behind me and we'll be up very early tomorrow morning to start our thermal capture. Hoping we finish everything up tomorrow. Otherwise, we're going to have to roll into one more day for Wednesday. But yeah, overall, really cool project. And I'll see you tomorrow, which is going to be in right now.
That's pretty interesting. Check out that. It's cooler up there. Maybe condensation.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think we should definitely notate because it's going to take about an hour and a half to do all these windows out here, plus the inside. And there will be 2 different color temps. So this morning we're starting out by gathering a bunch of thermal images of all of the window panes before it gets too hot. So we really had 2 different windows of time to do this. The first thing this morning, we got here a little before 7, already had the drone up, and we were just doing a few test shots on 2 windows. We have now got the workflow down, considering we've already flown on this building once, or actually twice yesterday. So Drew's grabbing a few shots of all the different stained windows to see if there's any moisture leakage. They're just simple shots. We're not doing any interpretation itself. This is what the project manager requested. So yeah, Drew's grabbing a few just simple shots, both in thermal images and in RGB images. And then if there's any spots that seem a little off, he's going to go and take just a tighter shot on it. So that's pretty much the workflow for this morning. We have to get both the outside shots of it and then the inside, just like what we did yesterday. And then, yeah, that should take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. We're going to work diligently here, especially in the outside before the sun comes up and warms up all these windows. But given that we're still winter here in Florida, it's not as hot yet. So it was about like 60 degrees this morning right now. So we should be able to get a good differentials and temperatures. Again, we're not doing interpretation at all. We are just getting all of these shots for the project manager so that they can make additional assessments alongside with what Bree and Molly are doing with their overall assessment on every single stained glass here. Seen anything on this one?
No, just a little bit of the sill. Up top it's a little actually warmer.
Really?
There. There you got a little bit of a heat signal.
Oh yeah.
So I got that too.
Yeah, it's a good thing the sun's not beating down on this side yet.
Yeah, I'm worried about the other side. I mean, there's still be variances, but
Honestly, I think it's just the east that we have to worry
I
about.
hope so. Yeah.
What we could do is when you finish this bottom section, we could just pop inside real quick just to get the 2 east windows before they heat up drastically.
Great idea.
Sorry.
You're fine. Oh, actually, it prompted to.
Yeah, because it yells at you.
Yeah.
It's like, hey. Do you know the screen record? Cool. So do bottom and then back up across, right?
Yep. Cool. Did you format it, or do I need to? I only took 2 pictures. Let me format it.
It creates a new folder, so I'll know.
I'll format it.
Okay. You want to start with the bottom one and then the...
Yeah. Is that how it works in the sequence?
What's that?
Is that how it works in the sequence?
It doesn't matter. It's just because I tag these 2 as
One.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. And well,
All right. Second first. Bottom one first.
we don't have to deal with the glare from the outside. I assume same thing. Video recording and then just zooming in, taking pictures.
Yep.
Cool. Easy enough. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up there so I can see where the drone is sitting. Yeah.
Oh. You just saw me statue it.
Oh. You better come stand right here next to me.
All right.
So the first thing, let's look in the lower right to see if there's a signature. It's there. I don't know if you can get a different angle. It could be partially obscured by the sill, but... Okay, so this one does have a signature. Yep. And the stone group. He's trying to get in. Can we go closer? I think it's the...
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, Wilbur.
Let me, sorry, let me
That's okay.
get the best quality for you.
Okay. It is Wilbur H. Burnham. I think it says Boston. In 1932, it looks like. Can you take a picture of that?
Yep, I have been.
Cool. All right, cool. All right. Now let's go up maybe right, yeah, this section. We're going to maybe do this in 3 sections, bottom to top, and I'm just going to mark any conditions, Okay. I'm just slowly up. Actually, you know what? This condensation sill here, whatever photos you can get of this.
Yep.
So there's some stone, I guess it's spalling and effervescence on the interior condensation sill or condensation tray. Okay. And let's just kind of go up.
Any specific, here, I'll go out just a little bit. You want me to punch in? Just tell me when to punch in.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting
you're good.
Let's look at this. See, sometimes they intentionally did leads like this to make it look like a repair so they look older than they are. All right. Yeah. Okay. And let's start with the border. Yep, and just kind of go up in this direction. And I'll call out anything I see. Can you go in there? I think it's broken. Now where are we?
I'll zoom out so you can see.
Okay, let me do this first. Yeah, see, it's really hard for me to mark the piece because this is pixelated.
It's underneath this. It's this section here.
Mm-hmm. You think it's this piece?
Yes. Yep. I see what you mean about the pixelation.
All right. Let's continue to go up. Can you take a picture of that? And can you tilt a little bit to see if that's a hole or if the pointing's just failed?
I got 2 feet.
Okay. Okay, I think it's white glass. Okay. Will you just take a picture of this, actually? Yep. Okay. All right, and we can keep going up. That looks like a break. Can we get a little closer? Yeah. All right, and now I just have to figure out where we are. Where we are.
I'll zoom out so you can see.
So we're up. Second one, I think it's right here. Okay. I don't know if that's paint or a break. Paint. Okay. That looks like a break.
And the bird.
less how you had it. Yeah.
More contrasted.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I think we've done the sides. I don't know if we want to just take a pass maybe up the middle. Okay. Up a little. Let's capture this scene. Perfect.
Just gonna get 2 exposures of it.
Yeah, for the art historical ones, the darker ones are a little bit better. Okay. Go up. And we'll do the same with St. Francis, yeah. A little darker if you could. Yeah. Great. And I think we got his face before, right?
The whole shot?
Okay.
Or
Let's zoom in on this.
oh, you said the face.
Yeah, right there. Could you do that? I think you might have done this, but just
I did. I'll get another one.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. And I guess we did the top. Okay.
You're good about this?
I think
Anything
so.
else?
I think it's okay.
Play this thing so badly.
How many organ people do you know?
None.
They
but
do not like jokes. They do not like when you touch their organ. You don't like.
I'm
they
sure.
Don't, the only.
You mean the music instrument, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The only people more difficult than organ people are lighting consultants. That I'll give you that advice for free.
I mean, all I got is chopsticks, but
I know. Don't you just want to be like, kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit?
get some ideas.
What's that?
I'm gonna get some good social for this.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Let's start at the bottom of this sill. Don't love it. Oh, look at you. Signature, Molly.
Let me get a different angle.
Okay. Wilbur.
What's that?
Power right there.
Oh.
I'll migrate the battery bit.
Wilbur H. Burnham, Boston, Mass, 1933. I love when artists sign their work. It's like my favorite thing. They've never happened. You know what? It might make sense for these. Can you get how wide? You know how it's like 3 vertical sections?
Yeah. I
Can we do that? Maybe rhetoric up. You know what I mean?
Oh, so start
Yeah.
on each.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that too much to cover?
Are you talking about just one whole wide photo or just when we go through for the detail? Because I figure we can go just when I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 going horizontal, or do you want to go vertical, just 1, 2, 3?
No, we can go side to side.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So I'll finish up on this side over here.
What is going on here? Is it just the light or yeah? Yeah. And then up a little bit, I saw something at the corner of my eye. This section here, can you get a actually this whole thing, this whole box with the stuff in it? Can you zoom in on that? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Oh, look at that dragon. Look at him.
You ever find any Easter eggs? Like,
Yes. Yeah, so there's a couple of artists. There's an Irish artist, Harry Clark. He actually he illustrated some stuff for Edgar Allan Poe.
Wow.
Guy's a weirdo. But like incredible artist, but like definitely into like the macabre. And he used to like put like weird little things. Owen Bonowit, American, who did the windows at Yale, puts these little like skeletons and like weird dark stuff. Oh. But he like notoriously actually passed on church commissions. Like he'd rather work secular. He just wasn't beholden to the church, which is interesting. Most of these guys were employed primarily by churches.
Yeah.
There's a British guy, Walter Tower was his name, and his moniker, rather than signing his name, was this little crenellated tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So you want to stick with this side and finish stone?
Yep.
We can go launch them downstairs, all right?
Yep. Beautiful. Cool.
So you just go right here and go down.
I'm gonna go down.
Okay.
Did you get these already?
No.
Oh, why don't we knock them out over here, no? Or can you remember the sequence?
Let's start down and work up, or do you want to work up and down?
I was gonna say, if you want to take a picture of what the number is, if that'll help you break up your stuff, I can give you that.
Well, if we start on one side and go, I'll remember.
Okay.
That's easy for me.
So why don't we do this one, since you already captured a couple down, to go top and then finish bottom.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
So let's grab this one then, right? How much battery you got? You good?
Yeah, I can do these two real quick.
Okay.
And then I'll swap batteries out.
All right, well, this is pretty much the end of this video. We ended up shooting the rest of it with Bree and Molly for another good 4.5 hours from the filming that I just pretty much cut it off at. I know it was a pretty sporadic video. I was trying my best to record, so hopefully you guys do understand the chaotic nature of it, given that I was recording myself, and I was also communicating with Drew. I was also communicating with Bree and Molly, and then we had 2 to 3 other safety officers there on school, or really on premise, just kind of patrolling around, making sure that nobody was coming and disrupting our work. So it was a little bit harder than I would have liked to film everything that I wanted to film, but hopefully it wasn't too boring. I know I didn't necessarily talk too much to the camera, but I did show a lot of the workflow. And just to recap everything, on day 1, we first initially gathered just a few context shots. That's what Drew used the M3P for, the Mavic 3 Pro. And then we both did that inside or outside and then inside. And then I did all of the annotations on the outside. So what do we mean by annotations? Well, we basically recorded video, 4K, 30 frames a second video on the Mavic or Matrice 4 Enterprise. And then Bree basically stood over my shoulder, was looking at my drone controller, and then pointing where on the screen she wanted me to zoom in, take a photo of, change the camera exposure, whether I change the ISO or the shutter speed, so that I was able to gather a high resolution image, because she was annotating every single one of the stained glass windows. Now, my initial idea or really thought process of how this was going to go was that we were going to more so use the thermal more so than the photos, but I was completely wrong. The way that Bree and Molly work around the United States, I unfortunately wasn't able to get an interview from them. They're a little camera shy, but they did give me a lot of insight into how they work. And Bree actually went all throughout Europe, studying stained glass windows, the repair process, and really how to do proper maintenance on them. And there's really only 3 people like Bree in the United States, which is actually really cool. A lot of her work is in New York City. That's really where she's based out of, but she travels all over the US. She gets requested pretty much exclusively by chapels, churches, cathedrals to go and do these kinds of inspections. However, this is the first time that she has ever done a drone inspection, or at least use a drone to help with her inspection. Now,
Obviously, there's nothing that's going to replace being able to touch and feel the stained glass windows themselves. However, with the college that we were at, they did not want her to put scaffolding because that is her typical workflow. She will request that the church, chapel, or cathedral puts up scaffolding, and that can shut down any public visitations or any kind of service of any kind at these facilities for 2 to 4 months. Given the complexity, or however complex the site may be, putting the scaffolding is pretty disruptive and can be pretty destructive. So this college, this institute, requested that they did not use that and use drones instead. So Drew contacted me to bring out my M4E to help with this entire process. And that's what we did, which is why we recorded every single window. We got context shots, basically simulating her getting close and being able to touch and feel the windows. Now, there's probably going to be a reason for her to come back and maybe only do 10% of the site, 10% of the really severe windows that need a little bit more attention to detail. But for us to be able to go in 2 days, and we'll call it about, 12 to 14 hours of flying, because we were up pretty long the 2 days, and to get the level of detail across about 50 or so windows that we got, that's pretty incredible. So again, to not bore you guys of just the repeat process of doing it over and over and over again, I just wanted to show you a little bit of a highlight of day 1 and day 2. I believe that this is actually a great workflow to implement into other institutions, other ways to provide high level of detail for inspections. Because at the end of the day, we're just using the imagery to help give us an idea of, okay, what's going on here. Now, stained glass windows is a little bit of a more complex nature than just regular buildings, but Drew and I have actually already done a process very similar to this probably about 6 months ago. We were only using the Mavic 3 Enterprise, so we weren't using the new cameras of the M4E, but the same concept applies. They weren't using a thermal, they just wanted to get a high resolution image of all of these windows on an office building. I think it was like a 6 or 7 story office building. But again, same workflow. And I think this is a niche that a lot of you that are probably watching could potentially get into. You don't even have to have the M4E. You could use an M3 Pro. You could even use the DJI Air 3 or 3S, right? It has the 2 cameras, the wide and the 3X. So I think there's a lot of opportunity that exists, not just here in the US, but around the world, to leverage drones in an inspection workflow like this. We're not doing mapping. We're not doing any 3D modeling. So there's no complex capture at all. It's just putting the drone in the right place, gathering the right angles, and being able to tell really a whole story of whatever the asset is that you're inspecting. So I do hope that this Drone Pilot Insider Uncut episode help give some ideas to you guys. I know it wasn't like a typical episode like what I've done for the last 3. I'm trying to really mix it up. I'm trying to bring you guys across multiple different projects. I do have some cool stuff coming up here right now. I'm actually filming this segment in Amarillo, Texas. I've been here for the last 4 or 5 days. Before that, I was in New Mexico for a few days doing consulting. So these next few videos that are coming up, or I should say episodes that are coming up, is going to give you the inside scoop on the consulting side of being a drone service provider. Because not everything that I do is doing inspections or flying drones. Sometimes it's teaching, sometimes it's helping and consulting, sometimes it's figuring out a problem that a client may have, a unique problem that a client may have, and finding a unique solution for it. So stay tuned for those episodes that are coming out. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.